The month of October has just started and it is now time for a new field test review. All the patrons to the channel have been polled and have selected a new fishing reel for me to try. So we are on our way to the store to pick it up. Can I get this reel right here, that 13 fishing, okay, that Concept A?
Okay, now what ratio do you want?
The 7.3. Yeah.
Alrighty. She's set on 0. Are you familiar with these?
I am not. This is going to be my first time actually using one.
This is the whole system that makes this work.
Yeah, I'm going to take it. Yep. But I'm going to put some line on it first.
Okay. So what do you want to put?
I'm going to go probably with some like 10-pound Power Pro. Let's get this box put away because later on this is going to go to one lucky patron. This is very tiny. I like it. I like the way it looks. It's super light. It's tiny. It's very low profile. Let's get this thing paired up with a nice rod. I have chosen the Shimano Jackall Poison, and it is a medium action, about 6.5 foot long. So it will complement this reel nicely. Oh, look at that backlash, that's me. Okay, so that first backlash is me, just learning how to use the reel itself. And we are gonna have to set the braking system a little bit higher. I told the rep at the store to just leave it at 0. We'll start there, but the tension knob, we'll start there and slowly work our way up. But the tension knob is already all the way cinched down, so we're gonna have to open this thing up. Let's pull it out and we'll just start turning it. Okay, so we got it at 3 now. It goes from 0 all the way to 6. I had it at 0. We put it on 3. Let's see if that'll help us out with our casting ability. There we are. And we close it. Okay, now let's try. There we go. Boy, that was like on autopilot. So without even thinking about it, here's an observation that I made like just right now. I am casting into the wind, like literally straight into a southeast wind that is coming at me at about 12 miles an hour is what I'm gonna guess right now. That's the ultimate test. Are you able to cast into the wind? Kudos to the little reel. Very small. I'm just dying to tangle up with a slot red, an overslot, something of the sort, and really put her to the test. Woo, baby! Concept A. Oh, smooth drag. That is a great donkey. Listen to that. All right. Tighten it down now. We're gonna see just how good this reel performs, and is doing a really good job. This thing is so smooth. I'm absolutely loving it. The gear ratio is just great for getting that thing back in. Oh, what a donkey that we got right here. There we go, just like that. All right, this reel, I gotta hand it to the 13 Fishing. The Concept A, oh, is definitely a good reel. I don't really have anything that I dislike about it. It is, for its price point, it is a phenomenal reel. I almost don't even want to give it away at the end of the month. Oh, look at that. Holy cow. Holy smokes. The combination of what I'm using right now. The Concept A from 13 Fishing is killing it. This guy is a big one too. He is definitely big. The drag is so smooth on this thing. The cranking ability, because it's a, oh my gosh, look at that. It's a high gear ratio. I'm able to recover lots of line really fast. And the, like, gosh, there's really not much else to say. It's so smooth. Only got 7 bearings, and it is ultra smooth. That is a beautiful cast. What I am able to do with this reel is just phenomenal. I'm going to consider it at its price point. This, for me, would be a mid-level reel, and it is performing. It is definitely giving us our money's worth. This thing, I don't want to love it, but every time I use it, it keeps just telling me, come on, you know you want to freaking cast me. It handles that well. That wraps up my field review for the Concept A, this little bad boy right here. Man, I really don't have much bad things to say about it, only one. So let's get that out of the way, and then we'll talk about how awesome it is. Whenever I was casting there towards the end of this month, it started developing a small knock. It is not a deal breaker, but it's enough just to be a nuisance. And when you spend 175 bucks for a good reel, then that's what you expect. You don't expect it to not even be a month old and then start developing a knock. All right, now I want to try to standardize all these field reviews to one simple format. I don't want to talk to y'all about the things that you can read on paper, because that's just boring if you ask me, and you can find that anywhere. I'm going to concentrate on 5 key points. Number 1 is the build quality of the reel. 2 will be the drag. How does that feel? How does it engage? Number 3 is the cranking ability whenever you're turning that handle and trying to fight a fish or bring back in your lure. Number 4 will be its price point. And then number 5 will be the weight of the reel, because for me, weight does matter for all day use, being that I'm a full-time fisherman. I do not want to be holding something that is too heavy. So straight out of the box, whenever I picked this thing up, it felt good. It was nice, solid. It's very sturdy. So that was one of the things that I noticed. It's super light. Everything is nice and precise for the most part. I mean, I only had it for a month, so only time will tell if the tolerances start to give, and I just cannot do that in 1 month's time. But from my experience, it was awesome, absolutely awesome. The way it feels, it's tiny, it fits in the palm of my hand, and it's a great reel. So let's talk about the drag for a little bit. Oh my gosh, when you set that hook and you've got an upper slot red, 27 inches, and he wants to go. Well, this little guy, the drag engages just magnificently. It does not miss a beat. It is not glitchy, super smooth. You saw throughout the video how it engages, and it basically puts the brakes on them. You can crank it down. It's got little audible clicks. The audible clicks will allow you to know how many clicks you use to tighten it down. So let's say, for instance, I have the drag already dialed in for slot reds. Well, if you catch a bull red or a jack or something like that, and you want to start cranking this drag down, you can hear how many clicks you've engaged that drag. And then after the fight is over, well, you can now just back it off the 6 clicks that you tightened it, and you're right back to 0. So that is really awesome. The tension knob, the same thing. That, in conjunction with the brake, it allows you to dial the spool, like the tension on that spool, and your ability to make casts into the wind. I was doing that throughout the month, and it acts like my Shimano, the Conquest 100. This thing gives you such big quality in a budget price reel. A budget price for an intermediate, that is. I would say if you're a tournament style fisherman, this is one that you probably don't want to overlook. I know there are other brands out there. There are some premium brands, but this little fella, he's a contender for sure. Built for the saltwater, and that's definitely what I would use it for. So as you're cranking your lure back in, you really don't have to go fast, because that gear ratio, whenever you start moving that crank, that spool starts spinning quick. So it definitely brings your lure back really fast and in a hurry. If you make a cast, like a blind cast on the bank, and a couple yards down you see a blow up, well, this thing will rip your lure through the water so that you will be able to cast really quickly onto the redfish or whatever it is that you saw blow up. definitely really fast and quick. The cranking ability is awesome. So how much is all of this going to cost you? 175 bucks. So if you have that spare change laying around and you want a nice reel to go toe-to-toe with these saltwater donkeys that we catch in the marsh and out in the bay system, this is definitely one that you probably want to check out. If you got a buddy that has one, ask him to borrow it. You can see what it's all about, and this thing is just absolutely magnificent. Definitely recommend it. 175 bucks. I say it's an intermediate reel because there are some premium ones out there, but he acts like a premium reel, just packaged up as an, or not packaged up, but he's just sold as one that's at an intermediate price range. You get a lot of bang for your buck in this fella. For all day comfort, this little guy is gonna come in at, let's see how much he's gonna weigh. There we are. 7.2 ounces with a full spool of 10-pound braid. So the comfort and fatigue on the wrists is going to be able to, I mean, I'll be able to take this all day long without any fatigue right there. So I want to thank all the patrons for making this field review possible. At the end of the month, one of you is going to be lucky enough to claim this as your very own. We'll do the giveaway here shortly, but definitely a quality piece of machinery for your fishing needs out here in the salt. Okay, that's all I have for y'all. If you enjoyed the video, click that thumbs up button. If you want to see more, well then you gotta click the subscribe. And until next time, tight lines everyone.